Hello, it's Jenny from Ginger Ninja Crafts. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I am here with my third video for the Flower Craft Fest collaboration, which is being hosted by the very lovely Monica from Crafting with Quilling Lady. And there is a group of crafters who are sharing projects. I believe it's every Monday and Friday throughout the month of August. And I am not one of those, but I am hanging on to their coattails and making my project a few days later. So the third prompt was to make a floral box, and I decided I wanted to make a little box to store some cards that I could give as a gift and to make that florally. So I had a bit of a go, and then realised, I'll show you what I realised after I had done it, that probably the measurements in America are different, because that's the envelope and that's the box, so that's not going to work. So this box is now going to have some sweeties or something in it. I decided to keep it because I'd done all my stamping and everything. Oh, anyway, so I have amended the measurements so that you can fit in a standard card and some envelopes in there. So to make them this to the same measurements that I'm making it, you need to start off with a piece of card that measures 11¼ by 7 inches, and we're scoring it at 5 6¼ So I'm going to put that there. So I'm going to score it at 5 and at 6¼ Easy so far. And I'm going to burnish those score lines. So what that should mean is that you've got the front and the back are 5 inches across, I think, and then this is 1¼ inches across the spine. So I'm going to round the corners, and I am using a Stampin' Up stamp set that I found on eBay a little while ago, and I love it. It's a bit of a wonky one. It's this one. It's called Painted Harvest, and it's got these layering up some flowers and some foliage and a little acorn, which is very cute, and some sort of thankful kind of sentiments. So that is going to be my cover, and I'm going to use a bit of ribbon. So I'm going to use this one, which I've had for ages. I think I got a big bag of them from Tiki Maxx, I want to say, like, I don't know, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, maybe more. So I'm going to cut a piece that it will be long enough to sort of tie it. And I have already stamped my papers to go on the outside, so you don't have to watch me do that. So I'm going to use a bit of this double-sided tape to stick the ribbon underneath where the papers are going to go. So I can just pop that in there. Obviously I don't want the sticky bit going beyond where the patterned papers are going to be. So I'm just going to lift that up. And then I'm going to kind of halfway. so that it's not too lopsided. And then I am going to just put a bit of this on top just to kind of sandwich it in a wee bit. I don't know if this is the right way to do it, but it is what I am doing. Kind of round about where the edges are going to be on the papers. Take this off. And now I'm going to insert a little clip in here where I am making my patterned papers with those stamps. And just so you don't have to watch it at slow speed. Yeah, so I'm gonna pause and insert that clip here. So these are my papers now. I've taken off the double-sided tape there and I'm just going to glue these into place, and then hopefully we can figure out the inside. So I just love sunflowers, and I think it's really nice against the craft card, which I enjoy using anyway. Oops. So let me stick all that in place. I hope it's not too noisy, this video. I do have my window open and I've got a wee fan on because it's quite warm with us today. Okay, so that is the cover, which looks something like that. Now for the inside, I've stuck with the measurements for this little bit, which is going to sit here. So this is where the cards can sit in that little thing, and then I need something to hold the envelopes on this side. So I have made some little paper decorations for on here, so I'm going to just stick them on before I put it together, make it slightly easier. So that's going to be visible, and this little bit on the outside. So this piece here, let me see, it measures 5 by 8 and 3/8, and I will put the all these measurements in the description box. But basically you just scored 2 and 2 along, and then cut in at 2 inches and 2 inches, so there, and then these are going to stick inside like so. So I'm gonna stick that one there and let that stick. could use tape for this, double-sided tape, but I quite like using wet glue if I've got time to hold it in place. And then these ones will go on the inside too. So I'm going to just put in place, and again just hold that down, and then some glue on the back. Now in the tutorial that this was inspired by, although I've had to change it quite a lot, what I have done, they had a sort of a long tuck spot here for the card, for the envelopes. I have decided not to do that. I'm doing a little horizontal one, and I've popped a Velcro dot on so that you can open it to take them out, so the envelopes will fit in like so. And let me see, so this one is, I think it's basically just the length of an A4, is that right? I think yes. I just cut a strip that measured 1.5 inches wide down a whole A4, the length of the A4, so it's just over 11.25, I think, and then I scored it at 3.5, and what did I score it at? Oh, wrong way, wrong way. Yeah, 3.5, 3 3/4, 8.5 and 8 3/4. Again, I'll pop all these measurements in the description box below, and then I just added a little bit of patterned paper and those Velcro dots. I could use a magnet. I didn't have, well, I do have some magnets, but I don't think they're very good. So I'm going to pop that there. Like so. So it's clear of this other bit, and the envelopes are going to fit in there. And yeah, so I just need to do a wee bit of decoration on the front, and I thought I might use one of the stamps from this set. So I like this. Your kindness means so much more than you will ever know. And I thought I might make it for like a little gift to send to a crafty chum. So this, I need some put a scrap card here, and I'm gonna go. And there's like a little little mark there. Cut this, and then I'm going to make a little mat with some craft card as well, and maybe decorate with a little flower or two. Just do a wee this onto a little bit of some spare craft card. Straighten that up a wee bit. Little frame. And a wee bit ink. Okay. So now just hang on a moment and I'll show you the finished item. Okay, so here is the finished box, and I've just popped a little bit of the foliage there and some little Nuvo drops, and then when you open it up there is the envelopes in this side and this side for the cards. Now there's only one card in here because the others are all drying because I went a bit, can you imagine, I've put Nuvo drops on everything. So this is the first one that I've made, and this stamp is in the stamp set. It said I am thankful for you, and it's just pretty basic. I just stamped the sunflowers, some of the leaves, added a little bit of a yellow background, and then this little strip which was lying on my desk, and the sentiment. This one is very similar. I've just added a paler yellow and I ran that through one of an embossing folder. I've done the same sentiment, but it's on a little oval with a scalloped oval behind it, and I've used the ribbon, the polka dot little ribbon, which is on the box as well, and I've added a few little Nuvo drops here and there as is on my want. And then I have done this one. So this sending a card instead of a text came with a different Stampin' Up! Floral stamp set, but I really like it. So this one I popped some paper behind, cut a little aperture, and then popped the sunflower foliage there and Nuvo drops. This one has got a little bit of, this is a background die from Tonic Studios, and I popped a couple of those sunflowers on with some foliage and the same sentiment and some Nuvo drops. And this one I just did a little square, so the same sentiment, a little square of I think it came with a Tim Holtz set. I thought I had another bit of it lying around, but I can't see it. Sunflower, foliage, Nuvo drops. So yeah, that is the finished product. Now, I would like to give it away to somebody. So if you've kept watching to the end of this video, then what would the word be? If you mention Nouveau Drops in the comments, then I will pop you into a draw for a little giveaway. I'm only going to send it to the UK because it's not very heavy, but it's chunky enough, and I think things are about to get a bit tricky to send them abroad, especially, well, particularly to America, with changes in tariffs and customs and all that jazz. So yeah, for UK people only, sorry. But yeah, use the word Nouveau Drop in your comment, and I will do a little draw in a couple of weeks' time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.